Ramblin man here. Let's talk about the J6 rally. Any of y'all heard about that? So apparently on September 18th, so that's weekend after this coming weekend, so on the 18th, that Saturday, they're supposed to get together to protest all the prosecution that's going on. They're kind of standing up for those defendants from the January 6th, what they call the insurrection. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. If you look at it, they were told beforehand that there would be people there. They were told, we need to bulk up and have more police officers there. Did they do that? No. What they did was they relied upon Capitol Police that you would think, since they were guarding the federal building, the Capitol, with all of our legislature in there, that you'd have some of the best, right? But apparently not. So since this has happened, and if you watch video, you'll see all kinds of different things. You'll see people just standing around. You'll see people that are, hitting people with sticks, things like that, but not in a way that you saw in the Black Lives Matter protest. Nothing like that. That was much worse. Billions of dollars worth of damage there. This, you see a few places where there's a couple cops that, police officers that were beaten with the flag and stuff. That guy's being prosecuted, and rightly so. I mean, that's unacceptable. But they make it sound like there was violence everywhere. And that's just not the case. You see them in the foyer with police officers just standing around, people walking around with flags and taking selfies, videos, all kinds of stuff. And let's talk about Ashley Babbitt. She was the one that was shot and killed. She's a veteran. She was shot in the neck and killed that day. Now, she was climbing through a window. It looked like it was a hallway. If you look at the video, it's a hallway where a door was, and you know how there may be windows around that doorway? And they had broken those, and she was climbing through, and she got shot by one of the officers, a lieutenant. Now, this lieutenant happens to be black. This woman that was shot happens to be white. I want you to think about this real quick, though, because this is the way it's been going. The left's narrative has been like this forever, and they've been pushing this all along in order to get votes. If this had been a reversal, this woman was unarmed. She was climbing through a window. She had shown nothing like she was throwing anything or hitting. She was climbing through this window and was shot by a black officer. Had that been different, had there been a white officer and shot a black woman that was unarmed, climbing through a window, we've never heard the end of it. There'd be more protests on top of that, and Black Lives Matter would be all over the place. If I'm wrong, you let me know. But that's just me telling you, not my opinion. That's just facts, because that's the way it's gone down the whole time. Look at Portland. They're a dumpster fire in itself, and just ridiculous, okay? You got Portland, you got Minneapolis, you have all these different places that are just going to crap because of billions of dollars worth of damage done off of protest that turned violent. Now, the insurrection, as they call it, was not near that. And if you look at it, the cops are just sitting there like, oh, go ahead, come on in. Now, after this happens, they set up a fence around there. Now, wouldn't you think if they were going to have a big protest, if they were really worried about things, they would have set up the fences and stuff prior to this and be more prepared? Well, September 18th, they're going to be there again. And they said 500 people. It could grow to more than that. And who knows how many will actually show up. But they said this time we'll be prepared. Shouldn't you have been prepared last time when you have all of our legislature in there? Anybody could have just driven up and done that, right? But no, we had to wait and just let it kind of fall out the way that the left would like it to fall out, and that make it look even worse than it is. But people say, I was embarrassed to be an American that day. Why? Because you stand up for what you believe in? Because you protest things? Do you think all of America was so disappointed in all the people speaking up for Black Lives Matter? No. Instead, what they did was they posted all over social media with blank black pages, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Great. That's fantastic. And then you loot and destroy your own neighborhoods. Makes no sense whatsoever. So we go into our Capitol building. People go in the Capitol building, and because they have a belief, and yes, you have a few bad seeds, and those people should be prosecuted. But beyond that, other people being prosecuted for nothing, for walking around, for just being on the premises, and not with the weapons, not really endangering anyone. And you have police officers that are killing themselves, or every time they start to talk about certain things, they end up dead. You can call me conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call me, but I just find that very interesting. Let's say that. It's interesting. But, you know, you have your own opinions. You can sit there and figure them out yourselves. But I'm just curious, how is this going to go down on September 18th? Even if it's someone that wants to come in and be peaceful, are they going to have other people that show up and cause problems to show that it's just the way the right is, even though it may not be the right? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. September 18th, put that on your calendars and check it out. Let me know what you think, because I just feel like this is blown way out of proportion as to how bad it really was compared to people that made nothing out of the, oh, you know what? We're going to protest in Portland or protest in Minnesota, and we're going to destroy neighborhoods, kill people. More people died, and not by suicides, at the hands of others than in any other country. I mean, in any other city. So at any other protest. So this is just something that happened. And so now we're going to sit here and try to cast stones? I don't think so. Let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment, and like. Thanks for your time. Ramblin' Man, out.